HOD creatives, welcome back to another exciting tutorial on how to make this beautiful and gorgeous turban cap you're seeing right here on your screen. It's a 3-in-1 turban cap, and if this is something you know you will love to learn, you have to watch this video to the end. And if you have not subscribed, please do well to hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into the class. Welcome back. So this is the material we're going to use to make that beautiful and gorgeous turban cap you just saw on the screen. It's called the shimmer fabric. You can use raw silk fabric, you can use any stretchy fabric, you can even use a non stretchy fabric to make this turban cap. So let's get right into the measurement we have on the table. I've already gone ahead to cut out all my piece, and here are the measurement. So the first one we have here is the band at the front of the turban cap, and it's going to be a V-shaped band. So I went ahead to cut out 2 pieces, and it measures 16 inches by 6.5 inches. 16 inches by 6.5 inches, and I cut out 2 of that. So that's for the first piece we have here. So what you're going to do is just fold it into 2, just the way you are seeing on the screen. Place it on each other just like so, and you just cross it. It's a very simple way to make a V shape, very simple. Just cross it and go ahead and stitch like that all the way down. So you just place it on each other, and we are going to pin it so that we'll keep it in place for sewing. So you repeat the same thing also. Go ahead and pin. You know, I always talk about pin. It's very good to pin your work. So I'll go ahead and pin it to keep it in place. So when sewing, it will be easier to stitch on. So you go ahead and stitch and pin, and when you're done pinning, we'll set it aside. So the next measurement we have here is the body of the cap. Yes. So the measurement we have for the body of the cap is 28 inches on fold. It's 28 inches, but on fold we have 14 inches. And if you open it up, you have 28 inches, and the length is 15 inches. You can use 13 inches, you can use 14 inches, but this is 15 inches, and at the end of the day it was much. So I cut out 2 because I'm going to be lining it. I want to line it, so I cut out 2. But if you don't want to put lining, just go ahead and cut 1. 1 is fine, but I'm going to be lining it. That is why I have 2 pieces of the same measurement, 28 by 15 inches, right? So go ahead and notch the middle of the body of the cap. So then you place the middle of the body of the cap to the middle of the band that we pinned earlier. As you can see, you place it down first, then you place your lining on it. That is if you want to line it. But if you don't want to line it, just go ahead and place it on your cap and go ahead and just stitch. But if you are putting lining, this is exactly how you are going to do it, and you just go ahead and stitch it all the way down. So the next piece we have is the band on it. That's the band on it, on the cap. We have the band at the front, then we have the band on the cap. So this is the band on the cap, and the measurement we have here is 25 inches by 10 inches, but this is on fold and it's 5. So by 10 inches, if you open it, it's 10 inches. If you open it up, it's 10 inches. But I folded it, it's 5. If you fold it, it's 5. So you just go ahead and stitch it all the way down and bring it out to the right side. So I'm just going to pin it. You turn it to the wrong side to stitch. You turn it to the wrong side to stitch. So that's what I just did. I turn it to the wrong side. So I'll just go ahead and pin it so that I'll take it to my sewing machine to stitch all the way down and bring it out to the right side. So the next piece we have is for the rows on top, the rows on top of the cap. So the measurement we have here is 7.5 inches for the first one, 7.5 inches by 31 inches. This 31 inches is on fold. If you open it up, you have 62 inches. You can do 60 right? You can do 60, you can do 59. So the second one is 6.5 inches for the wideness, and the length is 27 inches on fold. 27 inches on fold. If you open it up, you have 40 what? Please let me calculate it. For 27 inches on fold, that's 27 inches times 2. Okay, so all you just need to do for this is just to stitch it all the way down. Yeah, fold it into 2 and stitch it all the way down. The 2, just fold it into 2 and stitch it all the way. You are folding it to the right side, don't need to fold it to the wrong side. We are stitching it on the right side, so that's for that. So the next is, as you can see, we are done stitching. This is it. I've gone ahead to stitch it into the 2 piece, and this is what we have. Yeah, so you can see the V shape, right? So the next thing you're going to do is to fold it into 2, just the way you're seeing on the screen. Fold it into 2, and when you're done folding, you go ahead and place your head circumference, which is maybe 11 or 11.5. Here I use 10.5 because this fabric is very stretchy. It's very stretchy, so I use 10.5. So you are going to stitch from the band straight, then you come out a little, and you stitch all the way down. But first, please put your curve at the down, just the way you are seeing on the screen. Just make that slight curve at the back of the base. Just make it, so that's what you see. So after then, you stitch just the way you're seeing, and that's for that. So the next piece we have here is the band, which we already went ahead to stitch and bring out to the right side. You can see we stitch it all the way and then bring it out to the right side. So the next thing you are going to do for this is to fold it, the line, as you can see, just the way you're seeing on the screen. Just fold it and go ahead and stitch it. Can you stitch it down? So this is for the rows which we've already stitched on the right side all the way down, the 2 rows all the way down. You can make use of 1 rows. I'm making use of 2 rows because I want it more bulky. So can you see I've gone ahead to stitch the back, and this is what we have. If you have any excess, you go ahead and trim them out. Then when you're done, you go ahead and weave your cap. Please weave your cap, weave it before you run your gather stitch. So this is the band. I've gone ahead to stitch also, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is to run my gather stitch. So that is what I'm doing. So I'll just go ahead and run the gather stitch all the way down and secure my thread properly, and secure my thread properly. Yeah, so secure your thread, and when you're done, you cut out your excess, and there we have it. Our turban base is ready. Our turban base is ready. So the next is the band on it. You know, I told you the cap is 3 in 1. Yeah, so it's the band on it. So you just go ahead and run your gather stitch on that part you sew. That part you sew, go ahead and run your gather stitch on it, and yeah, when you're done, you also secure your thread properly. Cut out your excess, and we are also done with this also. Can you see? Can even rock this ordinary without putting anything on it. Okay, so moving on to the rows. So we are going to start with the rows, and the first one is the 7.5 inches rows. We are going to fold it into 2. We are going to fold it into 2, just the way you are seeing on the screen. You fold it into 2. So after folding, you go ahead and run your gather stitch. You fold it into 2 and you run your gather stitch just the way you see on the screen. You go ahead and run your gather stitch. So when you get to the end, you secure your thread first so that it will not lose back. Make sure you tighten it very well before securing the thread. After then, you pick one side of the one end and then connect it to the other end, and then you can use your sewing machine to stitch it down. You can also use your needle and thread to stitch it down, right? So I'm using my needle and thread to stitch it down. You can use your sewing machine. At least that one will make it more neat. So you stitch down all the way down to the end of the loosed parts, so that you have a closed edge. So that is basically what I'm doing here. So whatever you do for this, you repeat it for the second one, which is the 6.5 inches piece. You repeat it for the second one, right? Whatever you do for this, you repeat for the second one. Yeah. So when you're done, this is what you're going to have. So you place the two of them together and tack down. So when you're done tacking, you also tack it to the band. You also tack it to the band. You can use your hot glue to glue it down. If you don't want to tack, you can use your hot glue to glue it down. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm just tacking the two rows to the band. That's just what I'm doing here. So when I was done tacking, when you're done tacking, you tack it neatly so that your thread will not be all over the place. Tack neatly. Wherever you come out from, go in again from that part, so that your thread will not be all over the place. So that is just what is going on here. So if you have watched this video to this point, and if you have not subscribed, please, what are you still waiting for? Do what to hit your subscribe button, turn on your notification bell. So when you are done, just go ahead and open it up just the way you are seeing. Open everything up, just open it up so that it will become fuller. It's not be as flat as it was earlier. Then this middle part, you just look for any trimmings and just cover it up. That's all. Just look for any trimmings and cover that middle part up. And if you don't have a trimmings, you can cut a pieces of fabric and just cover it up, right? Or you can use a bead to cover it up. It's fine. We are done with it, and it's so beautiful to wear. Very, very beautiful turban cap. So let's see how to rock it. Can you see? You can rock it just one, like so. You can also go ahead and put the headband on it to rock. As you can see, it's so beautiful and lovely. And you can also rock the headband on its own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.